What day is it? St. Louis Rib Day. All right, first step in the process is you're gonna wanna make some braising liquid. So I'm gonna start here with 3 Cascabel chilies and a bunch of other stuff that you might not have. If you don't have any of this stuff, literally just throw in like 2 tablespoons of regular generic chili powder and it'll taste all right. Won't be quite the same, but it'll be pretty dang good. Next, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chipotle powder, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of true cinnamon. If you don't have the real stuff, skip it. About a teaspoon of black peppercorns, a couple of bay leaves. So the simplest way to do this is just to add a liter of chicken stock and a couple tablespoons of beef base. I had some homemade chicken stock concentrate and some crazy pork stock base that I found at TNT. Next up, rough chop 1 onion, 1 small carrot or half a huge one, and about 5 cloves of garlic. These vegetables just add a little bit of flavor, you know? No, but really, it's so good. Guys, you have to peel your ribs, but I forgot to film it, so you're gonna have to search somewhere else to find out how, and I'm sorry. Turns out cameras and microphones work better when you turn them on. It's actually super important. If you don't peel the membrane off, it basically doesn't cook, and it ends up being this sort of like, you know? So once you've peeled your ribs like a good boy, give them a good salt and pepper. Then you want to throw them on a baking tray, chuck them in a 425-degree oven for about half an hour, and kind of get browned up a little bit like you see here. Next, flip them upside down and toss them into a big braising pan. This way the most of the meat will be facing down into the liquid, and the only part sticking out will kind of be the bones. Then you want to toss your sauteed off camera vegetables into the pan with your ribs, and then top it up with the boiling liquid that we made earlier. And then if it's not quite covering the ribs, just add a little bit of boiling water from a kettle to top it up. Next, wrap it up with tin foil and toss it into a 300-degree oven for 3 hours. Once it's done, you're going to want to put it in the fridge to cool in its liquid before you do anything with it. So they turn out a lot better if you let them cool down in their liquid overnight and sort of reincorporate. 3 hours and 1 day later. Girl, here we go. The other advantage to resting them overnight is that you can easily peel off all of the fat. Otherwise, you have to kind of skim it off while it's hot, which is a lot more difficult. All right, slap those ribs on a cutting board. Cut them in half if you like. Don't if you don't. I like to because it's easier to work with. Then we're gonna strain off all the liquid. We're gonna use about a cup of it, and I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and reduce it a little ways until it starts to get kind of sticky. And then mix it half and half with barbecue sauce of your choice. And then we're gonna glaze these ribs 4 times. Yeah, so, okay, so, and then, like, basically you're gonna give it about 15 minutes on the first one, and then I like to reglaze about every 5 to 8 minutes after that until they're done. You'll know when they're done because they're gonna look like beautiful lacquered ribs and basically be falling off the bone. So you gotta be really careful when you cut these, but once you do, pile them up high on a plate. Find someone to help you dig into these because it would be irresponsible to eat the entire plate by yourself. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Now for some sexy St. Louis rib shots.